What's a life-saving tip everyone should know? If you're performing CPR on someone who's stopped breathing, heart has stopped, don't stop until EMTs take the body away. Don't stop after 2 minutes thinking, well, that didn't work. CPR typically won't cause the victim's heart to suddenly start and or for them to jerk awake. It's mostly to force blood circulation to prevent brain death. You're not forcing life into them, you're preserving a corpse to keep a revivable state. In a nuclear explosion, most of the damage and death is caused by the shockwave the blast creates, not the fireball, which has a comparatively small radius. One day you may find yourself outside or looking out a window to see an extremely bright flash, as bright as if you were staring straight at the sun. Do not attempt to locate the source of the flash. You have maybe 8-10 seconds to respond. If you're far enough away from the fireball, lay face down on the ground and put your thumbs in your ears and fingers over your eyes. Breathe through your teeth. Since you're laying face down, the shockwave will mostly pass over you. If you're standing up, it can cause your lungs, eardrums, and other organs to explode. Once the shockwave passes over you, you need to find shelter immediately. I said before that most death from the explosion is caused by the shockwave. Well, far more death is subsequently caused by nuclear fallout after the blast. Do not attempt to travel anywhere. Just get underground. If you're next to a complete stranger's house or a business, don't hesitate to go inside and hide out under as much concrete and steel as possible. You need to remain in this location for the next 48 hours. This is critical. Even if you survive the blast, if you attempt to go home and spend just 20 minutes outside traveling, you will more than likely die of radiation sickness. Radioactive material after a blast decays exponentially, and you will be safe to try and find your loved ones after 48 hours. If you don't wait this out, you definitely won't be alive to find them. When you're ready, you need to leave the city and get as far from the fallout as you can. You should have a fire extinguisher in your home. You won't need it until you really do. 25 years ago, my dad saved our house from burning down and maybe our lives because we had a fire extinguisher, and when I moved out on my own, he insisted that I get one, which I've hauled around for years thinking I'd probably never need it. Last weekend an electrical fire started in my building, and I was the only one with an extinguisher. The fire department got there quickly, so I probably didn't save any lives, but I was able to keep it under control until they arrived. Buy one. Know exactly where it is, and cut the safety tag off of it now, so you don't have to find something to cut it with in an emergency. You never know. Pressure on the wound is more important than covering it. Ice can also stem blood flow. Learn how to stay calm, breathe and assess situations. This will help in so many future surprise situations. Be aware of your surroundings, exits, bathrooms, and where medical fire kits, where landline phones are, if they are around. If a service dog comes up to you, follow them. Service dogs will only leave their owners as a last-ditch effort for help. If you are alone and start choking, you can use the back of a chair or sofa to perform the Heimlich maneuver on yourself. Source: had to do it to myself when I was about 15. Expired epinephrine EpiPen is better than no epinephrine. Studies show, if properly cared for, EP retains full practical potency for up to 5 years past expiration. Just don't leave it sit in sunlight, freeze, or heat it. All those things speed up its breakdown. This is especially important to know these days, with EP being 600 plus. A lot of poor people with serious allergies may be throwing out EP that is in fact still good when you don't need to replace it every year. It's a huge game changer when you're poor and uninsured. If you think you're being followed, turn right 4 times. Since you'll get to the same place, they shouldn't be following you anymore. If they do, you might be in trouble, since it's a common warning that you shouldn't go home when you think someone is following you. The smartest is to go to a police station. Never let an attacker take you to a secondary location. When caught in a stampede, as soon as you get knocked down, your chances decrease significantly. If this is the case, however, and you can't get up immediately, assume a protective posture with your feet tucked up and your hands covering your head. Try to position your face in the direction the crowd is moving so you don't get kicked, and try to get back on your feet as soon as possible. If you're ever feeling lightheaded and seeing stars, and just a general feeling of thinking you're going to pass out, lay on your back and put your legs in the air and take deep breaths in and out. The blood from your brain rush down to your feet, and doing this will rush it back to your head. It may not seem like it, but putting your feet up on the dash can be catastrophic when an unexpected wreck happens. If someone is choking, but they are coughing talking, do not intervene. Let them cough it out. The ability to cough is a sign that air is able to get in and out, and that they only have a partial obstruction in their airway. If you try to intervene with the hemorrhage or back blows, you could force it out, or you could dislodge the blockage and cause a full obstruction. Obviously, if they are not breathing or coughing, then you should definitely administer back blows. Just remember to check in between each one in case you partially dislodge the object. If your car gets stuck on snow and your tires just spin, you can take out your floor mats and stuff them under the wheel that spins when you press the gas. This will hopefully give the car enough traction to get itself rolling, so you can be on your way again. If you get stabbed, do everything in your power to keep the knife in. The knife is acting as a makeshift seal and it's the only thing keeping you from bleeding out. Keep it in and get to a hospital immediately. Plus, if it hurts like a bitch going in, it'll hurt like a bitch going out. When you're making a turn across oncoming traffic, keep your wheels pointing straight ahead until the opportunity comes for you to make the turn. If your wheels are facing into the turn and someone hits you from behind, they will push you into the oncoming traffic and dead you will go. A person who is drowning doesn't look like people drowning on TV. When someone is drowning, they rarely cry out, can't wave their arms around, and will often just bob sink at the surface for a very little while, often gasping before submerging. Don't expect it to look like the movies when you're keeping an eye on swimmers. Embassies, consulates have emergency numbers they answer 24 hours a day. Save on your phone the phone number of your nearest embassy consulate when abroad. If you get in many kinds of trouble with the police, other legal issues, medical stuff, if you're a victim of a crime, lost your passport, etc., they can help you much more effectively than your family friends back home can. If you're ever feeling lightheaded and seeing stars, and just a general feeling of thinking you're going to pass out, lay on your back and put your legs in the air and take deep breaths in and out. The blood from your brain rush down to your feet, and doing this will rush it back to your head. If your car gets stuck on snow and your tires just spin, you can take out your floor mats and stuff them under the wheel that spins when you press the gas. This will hopefully give the car enough traction to get itself rolling, so you can be on your way again. If you enjoyed this video and want more Ask Reddit related content, click subscribe and hit the notification bell.